Hey everyone, welcome back to Ninioya Podcast, the show where we help you grow, learn, and improve every single day. I'm Nino.
And I'm Joy. And today we're tackling a super frustrating problem that so many English learners face. I understand English, but I can't speak.
Oh yeah, this is a big one. Maybe you can watch Netflix without subtitles, follow YouTube tutorials, or even understand native speakers talking.
But when it's time to open your mouth and actually speak, nothing. Your brain freezes, your tongue gets stuck, and you suddenly forget every word you've ever learned.
It's like when your Wi-Fi works perfectly when you're watching videos, but as soon as you try to make an important video call, boom, connection lost.
Exactly. So, if this happens to you, don't worry. You're not alone. And more importantly, we've got solutions that will help you break through this speaking barrier.
All right, let's start with the big question. Why can you understand English but not speak it? Why does this even happen? If you can understand English, why is speaking still so difficult?
Great question. And the first thing to know is that understanding and speaking are two completely different skills.
Exactly. Think about it like this. If you watch basketball every day, does that mean you can play like a pro?
Nope. You might know the rules, you might understand the strategy, but if you never actually play, you're not going to be good at it.
Same with English. Listening and reading are passive skills. Your brain is just absorbing information. But speaking is an active skill. You have to recall words, form sentences, think about pronunciation, and do it all in real time.
And another big reason, lack of practice. Most English learners spend hours studying grammar, memorizing vocabulary, and watching videos, but they never actually speak.
Yeah, and let's be honest. Many people avoid speaking because of fear. Fear of making mistakes, fear of sounding silly, fear of people judging them.
Oh, 100%. And here's the truth. Mistakes are part of learning. If you're not making mistakes, you're not improving.
Think about babies learning to talk. They don't care if they say, I goed instead of I went. They just keep talking. And eventually, they get better.
Exactly. But as adults, we get embarrassed, and that stops us from even trying.
But here's the good news. You can fix this. And we're going to tell you exactly how. So, if you've been feeling stuck, don't worry. We've got some solutions that will help you start speaking with confidence. How to start speaking English with confidence. Stop translating, think in English.
First tip, stop translating everything in your head.
Yes. A lot of people try to form a sentence in their native language first, then translate it into English. But this takes too much time and makes speaking harder.
Instead, train your brain to think in English. Start with simple things. When you wake up, instead of thinking, I need to brush my teeth in your native language, think it in English.
Or when you see something, describe it in English in your head, like, that's a beautiful tree. I need to buy eggs today. Or, wow, the sky is really blue today.
If you do this every day, your brain will get used to processing English naturally.
2. Use the shadowing technique next. Shadowing. This is a powerful technique that can improve your pronunciation and fluency fast.
It's simple. Find a video, podcast, or movie scene with a native speaker. Listen to a sentence, then pause and repeat it exactly the way they said it.
Try to copy their pronunciation, rhythm, and even their emotions. It's like karaoke, but for speaking English.
Oh, I love that. And if you're advanced, you don't even have to pause. Just try to repeat along with them in real time.
3. Speak out loud every day. Another huge tip. Speak out loud every single day, even if you're alone.
Talk to yourself. Narrate what you're doing. I'm making coffee. I'm going to the store. I'm so tired today. I'm going to the store.
And if that feels weird, record yourself. Say a few sentences, then listen back. This helps you notice mistakes and track your improvement.
Also, use apps like HelloTalk, Cambly, or Tandem to practice with real people. The more you use English, the more natural it will feel.
Overcoming fear and building confidence 1. Accept that mistakes are normal. All right, let's tackle the biggest problem, fear.
Yes, the first step to confidence? Accept that you will make mistakes.
And that's okay. Nobody speaks perfectly, not even native speakers.
That's true. Have you ever noticed that even native speakers say things like, "Wait, how do you say that?" Or, "Ugh, I forgot the word."
Exactly. So if native speakers forget words, you don't have to be perfect either.
100%. Imagine if a child was learning to talk and they were afraid of making mistakes. They'd never learn.
That's true. And when you make mistakes, most people won't care. They'll just be happy you're trying. 2. Slow down. Fluency isn't speed.
Another tip: slow down when you speak.
A lot of learners think fluency means speaking fast, but actually, fluency means speaking clearly.
Right. If you try to speak too fast, you'll get stuck. Instead, take your time.
Exactly. And if you forget a word, don't panic. Just describe it.
Yeah. If you don't remember refrigerator, just say, "The cold box where I keep my food."
Native speakers do this all the time. No one will judge you for it. 3. If you don't know a word, describe it. And here's a trick. If you don't know a word, describe it instead of stopping. Native speakers do this all the time. You don't need a perfect vocabulary, just be creative. Think in English, use the shadowing technique, speak out loud every day. Accept mistakes as part of learning, slow down and focus on clarity. Describe words if you forget them. If you follow these tips, your speaking will improve fast.
So don't wait. Start speaking today, even if it's just a few sentences.
And if you found this episode helpful, share it with a friend who's also learning English.
Thanks for listening to Ninuya Podcast. Keep learning, keep growing, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Passive skills in language learning refer to skills where you receive or absorb information without actively producing language. These include listening, understanding spoken language without responding; reading, understanding written text without writing or speaking. These are called passive because you don't have to generate language, you just comprehend it. In contrast, active skills involve producing language, speaking, actively forming and saying sentences; writing, creating written text in your own words. Many learners develop strong passive skills first, understanding English, but struggle with active skills, speaking. That's why you might understand English well, but find it hard to speak fluently. Lack of practice means not doing something often enough to improve. In language learning, it refers to not using English regularly, especially for speaking. Many people understand English because they listen to movies, music, or read books, but they don't speak English because they never practice speaking. Silly means funny, foolish, or not serious. It can describe a person, behavior, or situation that seems playful, unreasonable, or lacking common sense. Examples: don't be silly, don't act foolish. That was a silly mistake, a small, careless mistake. He told a silly joke that made everyone laugh, a funny or childish joke. Native speakers are people who learned a language as their first language from childhood. Examples: a person born and raised in the U.S. who speaks English from birth is a native English speaker. Someone from Spain who grew up speaking Spanish is a native Spanish speaker. Unreasonable means not fair, not logical, or not realistic. It describes something that doesn't make sense or is too extreme. Examples: it's unreasonable to expect perfect English without practicing. Not realistic. The restaurant's prices are unreasonable, too high or unfair. She was being unreasonable and refused to listen. Not logical or fair. Bye!